Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss the one of the most used topic. This is DOM, document object model. This is the part of JavaScript, and this because of this we are able to make the website or web page dynamic, or you can say movable. Dynamic means something like when you will over when you will put the mouse over any text, when you will click on text, then you will get some changes, something like changes in color, changes in text, and etc, right? So yeah, now you will have some question that we can do this thing with the help of css too. But yeah, but obviously we can do with the help of css, but we don't have that much tools, that much properties which can help us at the enough level, right? So that's why we have DOM. And you can say DOM manipulation means you can do something with your HTML elements. You can make some changes, you can provide some color or etc. You can implement the css with the help of DOM. So that is all about DOM. So we will see with the help of example. First we will try to know about the main basic pillar of DOM on which it stands, you can say. So let's create the HTML file first quickly. So I'm doing that, something like DOM. Okay, I'm just writing it, I'm just giving the name DOM dot HTML. Okay, now I'm also making a file like a script dom.js. Okay, so here we will see the four pillar of DOM, and the first one is is you can say selection of HTML element. I will tell you what it means. Selection of HTML elements. HTML elements means when you will write the code, whatever code you write, you always write into the HTML, right? So for example, you have written any tag in your HTML file, then for applying the DOM, you know for applying any kind of event with the help of DOM, you will have to select the element first. And how we can select, we will see one by one. So first I'm going to explain the four pillar of the DOM. So the first one is selection of elements, right? And the second one is, guess what it is? Second one is, you can say, the change in HTML element. You can say changing of HTML element, right? So oh, my typing is bad. Changing of HTML element, right? And the third one is sorry, like how we can apply the css. So you can say applying the css properties, right? And the third and one of the most used um, point is that event listener, list and er. Okay, so we will see about each about this all point in very detail. So the question is, okay, so we'll see with the help of example. Okay, so now let's move to the first css HTML file. So we will write the boilerplate of HTML, then we will connect our script file into this script or colon src, and we'll have to write the script name, file name. Okay, so we have written script on js. So here we are taking the HTML element, okay, like HTML, sorry, not HTML, hashtag. We will take hashtag. Inside hashtag we are taking hello INDA India. Okay, so now I'm showing the first part, like how we can apply. So first, you can say selection of HTML element. So how we can select for applying any HTML, for applying any CSS property, for changing the HTML element, how we can select our tags or div. So let's see. For selecting the element, you will have to say um, document dot query selector. Now inside the parenthesis you will take the code. Inside code you will have to write the tag name, like I've taken tag h1, so we will write h1 tag. If you will take div, then you will have, for example, if you are taking the div with the name of something like, okay, then you will have to select the div something like this with the hashtag and name. If you have already taken the class, then you will use like this. So here you can see we have taken only h1 tag. So when you try to select the tag, then there is no need to write hashtag or dot. We'll just write the tag. Okay, so we have already select the h1 tag, but how we can see exactly, how we can see, how we will understand that we have selected. So here in this part we will only see that how we can select. So this is the way we can select our HTML tag or elements, and you can save this part into a variable something like h1 already, so that I will tell you that why we are saving that h1 element, or you can say why we are saving this part into the h1 tag, right? So now the second point is changing of HTML elements. So how we can do that? So basically we can do that very easily. Like you have to say only h1 dot inner HTML, and then you will use equals to double quote inside double quote. For example, we have written inside this h1 tag like hello India. Okay, so if you want to make it hello India, how are you? Okay, hello India. No, I'm writing something else so that you could not say I have replaced the thing. No, I'm not replacing. No, I'm not adding. I will replace. So for the better understanding, I'm writing something like Great India instead of anything. Great India, right? So when you will run the code, wait, it's gonna take time. You can see we are getting Great India. Although we have taken here hello India, but with the help of DOM, we have just changed the element, the content which we have taken inside the h1 tag from hello India to Great India, right? Are you getting this? So this was all about second point. So the reason behind saving this part into the h1 tag, you can write anything. I'm not saying that only h1. You can say um, you can say anything like chacha. Okay, then you will have to write here chacha. You will see the same output. Are you saying? Yeah, so same output. So the question is why? So the answer is why we are saving this inside this any variable, because we don't need to write this long part again and again. We can just write this part, and then this element will be there. Then that means this element will be considered in our you know changing element, right? So this was all about the second point. Now we are moving to the third point, and which is applying the CSS property. So how we can do that? Simply we'll say like h1, because I want to make some changes in h1, this h1 tag, and which we have saved in h1. I'm saying again that we can write anything instead of h1 here, right? You can save, because it's a variable and variable is not fixed. You can write anything whatever you like. So now we are applying the CSS properties. So how we can do that? We'll have to write a style dot what we want to apply. So you can write something here like I want to change the color. So you can see by default we have black color, right? But when we will say I want this one red color, so you can see this is the meaning of third one, how we can apply the CSS properties to our HTML element with the help of DOM, right? So now we are moving to the third point, and this is event listener. So event listener, that means there are so many kind of event. For example, mouse move, mouse over, click, etc. So here in this video we will just learn about click, like how we will get changes after clicking on any element, right? So basically we will say like okay, so here we will say if we click on h1 element, then h1 element, okay, um, and you will have to write like add event listener, add event listener. Okay, here we will say inside the parenthesis we'll take the codes. Inside code we'll say click. Click is an event which will run, and then we'll write the function. This is the callback function. If you guys don't know what is callback function, then let me explain a bit. Callback function is basically a function which comes inside any other function. So this is a add event listener is also a method or function, you can say method, right? So inside this method you can see the function which is known as a callback function. Callback function always run, you know, callback function always runs when the rest work will be done. For example, we are applying the event click. So when we will click on any text or any button, then this will ask like what I need to do. Then it will run the code, it will run this part, and that is this function, and whatever you will write inside the function, that will run, that you will get as an in output. So here we want to do after clicking on any element or whatever you have taken into the HTML file. So here we have written already h1 tag. Inside h1 tag we have hello India, right? So now I want like when I will click on h1 tag, then we want something like the size should be bigger. Okay, so how we can do that? Let's see h1 style, because size we always apply the size with the help of in the CSS. This is the part of CSS, right? So that's why we will tag a style, we will write the style, then we will say something like font size. Okay, font size, and we will say pro um, for example 30 pixel, sorry, yeah, 30 pixel. Let's move here. So when you will click, oh sorry, we are facing some issues, let me fix it, let me fix. Oh, actually it works, it is working. You can see we are getting a little bit changes because we have just applied the 30 pixel. So you can see when we click there is something changes. So let me make it let me increase the font size so that we could see very easily. So now let's move to here. Now when we will click on this text, then you can see again, you can click, you can see. So we said here inside the add event listen. Add event listener means it means you will have to write the tag or whatever on whatever element you want to click. You will have to tag here, like I have just written an h1 tag. So I'm saying when we click on h1 tag, then we want to increase the font size from by default to 100 pixel. So that's why when this is the by default size of any text, and when we click on this text, then we are getting this part, right, a bigger one. So this was the these all are the basic, or you can say main four pillar of the DOM. And yeah, there are some more ways to select the element, and there's some more ways to change the HTML element. But here we have just discussed the basic part so that we could not get confused what to use and how to use. And this is the event listener. And there are so many listener, like you can say when I mouse over on the h1 tag, then the text should be bigger. You can see we are just I'm not clicking, I'm just moving, I'm just putting the mouse over the text, then I'm getting that text in a 100 pixel size. So this was all about event listener. And we have lots of event listener where we can which we can use in our website and etc. So we'll see when we'll make any kind of web page or landing page, then we'll apply lots of event listener or lots of things. So in this video we have done the basic concept of DOM, and we'll see some more exciting thing in upcoming videos regarding DOM. That's it. So till then, I'm just leaving here, and we'll see into the upcoming videos. Till then, keep learning and keep exploring. Bye bye, take care.